If your cat hurt you physically, do they really know what has taken place? Are they aware of their actions? And do they have remorse? What's that old expression, never bite the hand that feeds? Well, what if your cat does just that, perhaps literally in some cases? What goes through your pet's mind during that moment? Let's connect those puzzle pieces right here, today. Let's say you're having a bit of a play session with your cat, even a cuddle session. And unintentionally, and let's go with that one because quite frankly, an intentional action is a different topic altogether. But yeah, your cat gets a bit rowdy and they scratch you. Or that little play biting and it goes a bit too far. Next thing you know, you've got a few scratches, or perhaps those teeth, they've penetrated the skin. You're okay, nothing major. Just treat it and go. But what happens to your pet? In that moment, do they have a clue what they've done? And if they are aware, do they fully understand? Do they feel sorry for it? To answer today's topic, it's important to start with body language. Your cat will immediately know that something is amiss simply based on how you respond. The tone of your voice, your physical movements. If you abruptly call a timeout and leave the room in order to tend to the aftermath, they'll certainly notice that. Your cat will know that something is just not right, and your actions have thrown a curveball into those prior positive associations that they've come to expect from a play or petting session. So yeah, your cat will certainly notice, but there's quite the bridge between knowing and understanding. A far bridge between connecting this scene with something that they've actually done and something they've caused. It's simply not clear if cats can meet the moment when it comes to both emotion and context. The ability to truly understand they are the reason for your response and subsequent actions. They know something is wrong, but understanding the scene, that is simply unclear. In order to fully understand that your cat has hurt you, they first must be aware of their own motions and movements, and that if they do specific things like biting you or scratching with the claws, that you could be physically harmed. And in order to feel actual remorse, they have to understand the emotional angle involved. You being harmed, what does that truly mean to you? Your cat has to understand that you are in physical pain because of them. In this way, the scenario is what could potentially happen with a child. Parents in the audience, has your child just playing around perhaps inflicted pain? Gotten a bit too rough? Yeah, sometimes it can be difficult for a youngster to truly know what they've done and how those actions have made others feel. When it comes to your cat, the same is likely true. When we talk about the aftermath that's in remorse from a prior action, that's even more complex than your pet simply realizing they've hurt you. Even if we do concede that a cat could be aware that they've caused pain, what is the likelihood that they truly care about it? What are the odds that they'd be able to reflect on the prior situation, realize it was wrong, and then feel bad about what they've done? I mean, let's be honest, feeling remorse, sometimes that's even a bridge too far for our fellow man. That's why expecting remorse from a cat could be a bit too much. It's fair to suggest that the most any one of us will ever receive from a feline in that moment is anxiety. Personal stress, not really for you and how you're feeling, but how the events could impact them and their lives moving forward. Your cat needs you to be okay, and they know it. Now, that doesn't mean they're aware that they've done something wrong. It just means they need you to be okay. They need that routine to be okay. Why? Well, you run the show, and all of the action is taking place under your roof, and for as independent as cats are, they do realize they're a bit limited when they're in your home. They can't exactly hunt for food under your roof, get fresh water in the home. They have to get those essentials from you. And if something happens to you, their sense of comfort and safety could be in jeopardy. Your cat, after scratching you, could be very concerned and anxious and even seek you out for comfort after watching you respond in a negative way. Your pet, they'll quickly attempt to get back into your good graces and make sure you're okay, because ultimately, this is very much a self-serving action. As you go, they go. And that's life for any cat if they truly live indoors. Your pain, your discomfort, that's really where the gap exists. For if your cat isn't able to understand what physical injury or being hurt truly means, then they certainly can't feel remorse over something they simply don't understand. When your cat bites you, you behave in a different way. This is what your cat sees, so this much they do know. However, they don't really know how you feel about all that, how a bite feels to you, how a scratch feels. Your pet isn't going to feel guilty over something they truly don't comprehend. Early on, I spoke of associations. And that's certainly a very common theme on this channel. With respect to today's topic, I will say that your actions, how they respond to you getting hurt, it could shape how they behave in the future. Why? A cat doesn't have to know they've hurt you, and they don't have to feel remorse to know that your behavior seems to change when they do certain things, even specific things. Now, unfortunately, this could take a series of the same events happening before your pet makes that connection, but over time your pet could associate a few of their own actions with your negative response. The claws, the teeth, they won't truly, let's say, realize this hurts you, but they'll know when certain things happen and you act a specific way that they don't find too pleasing. Let's use the bookshelf example. In many ways, this is the same. Your cat doesn't truly understand right from wrong in the same ways that we do, the moral and ethical side of things, but cats know what gets them the goods. They also know what prompts a negative response from you. Cats are always searching for the side of life that gives them the most rewards, and if staying off that bookcase is the winner, then so be it. Clawing your hand, your cat will stop doing it once they realize they don't get the pets and the treats for it. Hurting you, feeling remorse, perhaps a bridge too far, but your cat understanding what's in it for them, that's a nice bridge that they love to cross, and one that beloved cats will cross multiple times per day. In the aftermath of a scratch, your cat could come to you, being all lovey-dovey. Once again, your pet knows who runs the show under your roof. Your cat needs you, and they know it, so rubbing against you and turning on that purr machine, it's a play for your love and affection. In the mind of your pet, they just know that they need you back to how you used to be, because that's the version of you that gives the food, the water, the treats, and plenty of affection. Cats are keen to notice when you are bothered, when you're not acting like your usual self. And many cats, especially that have a loving and trusting bond with their owners, will make it a top priority to get things back on the right track and get you back to the owner they know and the person who loves them the most. Big picture, moving forward, if you are on the receiving end of your pet in this fashion, it's best to just keep things moving. Why? Because this ownership journey, the hope is for it to be a very long one, meaning it's not wise to get hung up on a single event, especially something that your pet probably doesn't understand, at least on the same level and in the same context, compared to how you understand it. Just be what your cat needs you to be. Once things have calmed down and your pet seeks you out, be 100% receptive. This uncertainty, the anxiety that your cat likely feels based on your negative reaction, don't let that marinate for too long. Ultimately, if you do stay on the negative, the result could be a very confused cat, with you wondering why your pet doesn't understand what they've done and how they've harmed you. So much of the feline ownership journey from top to bottom is all about learning in real time. This ownership thing, it doesn't really come with an instruction manual. We learn by doing. We learn by living in the moment. Any great cat owner will tell you they've had a lot of trial by fire moments, and they learned from them. If you are a regular on this channel, you know I love my sports and my sports analogies. I also love my little motivational and educational sayings from the sports world. What about this one? Never waste a failure. Your cat scratching you, you could find yourself blaming yourself for what your cat did and blaming yourself for why they don't seem to understand the pain that they've caused. Big picture? Well, never waste a failure. Learn from every occasion. Cat ownership is a daily work in progress. I mean, if we all knew it, all of the wonderful cat channels we have on YouTube, they wouldn't exist. They wouldn't need to exist. It's all very much a work in progress, so just keep that in mind. To the wonderful audience of Senior Cat Wellness, what are your thoughts on today's topic? That comment section, as always, it's all yours. Thanks for watching, and we'll talk to you later.